one. Let's go. All right, y'all. Let's go. DC and Centers podcast. You already know, man. We are here in another world, another episode, other season. Let's get it. TC and Naron, how y'all doing?
I'm good. Don't mind the do-rag.
Oh man, I'm good too. Don't mind the non-sitting. I'm literally laying down on my bed because that's all I got is a mattress right now. I'm not poor. I'm just working on my future. That's all.
You'll put your cash app in the link too.
Oh man, I don't even have a
Drop
cash
the
app.
cash
I
app.
don't,
Drop
I
the
don't
cash
even
app,
have
y'all.
a cash app.
Drop the cash app, y'all. Yeah, drop that cash app. Yo. Uh-huh. But yeah, it's been a lot, man. It's definitely been a lot. What's been
It's been a
going
while
on?
too.
Well, I mean, we here.
Yeah.
Um, we definitely here. Um, and we never left.
No, we
Yep,
never left.
that's what it is. We never left. So, talk to me, y'all. What's been going on? Any updates?
You go ahead, Aaron. You got the most interesting things going on.
Oh man, I got the most interesting things. I guess so. I'm not gonna give away the details, but I am a homeowner, man. I'm a homeowner. I'm
Bum, bum, bum,
that's
bum, 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 bum.
all that, the horns, everything. But that's why I'm on a mattress instead of like a chair. I can't even afford a chair right now.
Hey, you got a
Brokey
roof
broke
over.
broke.
Mm.
You got a roof over your
Um,
head.
Hey, we have real estate episodes. If
Mm-hmm.
you're into real estate, watch this episodes. DC Incentives
yeah,
podcast.
no, honestly, yeah. It took a very long time. Negotiations took 4 to 5 months. It took a very long time to get here, and I almost didn't get it. But I'm out here, and I'm not even going to give away the part of the jersey. I don't want to,
That's about
give
you
too
said the
much
state.
away, right? But I'm about an hour away from New York, um, by bus and by train. I commute there all the time now, and hopefully the idea is to rent out the units that I have in this place and, live in a studio out in New York again.
Okay.
Okay.
So you are thinking coming back to NYC.
Oh, no, I'm definitely coming back, especially as a New York City employee. I have no choice.
Hmm.
So I'm only going to be here for about a month while everything is fixed up. And then, boom, I'm back in New York,
How's
renting
the
out both units. Huh?
how's the rebuilding process going?
The what process?
I said rebuilding, but how's like the remodeling process
Oh,
going?
yeah, a couple of things that I guess I will talk about. Remodeling. Um, some of the units need to be retiled, repainted. And that's all coming out of my pocket. Um, Overall, it has good bones. What I will say when purchasing a property is that, even if you think you've saved enough, you expect to spend something out of pocket, right? Whether it's remodeling a tile or, um, replacing an appliance, nothing. There's always going to be something you got to look out for that you didn't really anticipate when you first bought the property. So,
Yeah.
um,
So drop at least one or two gems on them. How did you
that
find
wasn't
the
a gem
property?
just now. That you didn't think that was.
Nah, like we need the details. Like make sure you have enough money for plumbing, or there's
So
no crack in the
Well, the
exactly.
plumbing
foundation.
works fine here. The plumbing
Okay,
works
that's
just
good.
fine.
Okay, as long as
So
you keep the
how
Duke.
what was the website when you looked at that property? What was the website? Zillow?
Oh, yeah, yeah. I did the very basics. I went on Zillow.com, looked within my price range, knew how much I could put down as a down payment, And I'm not even going to talk about that because, we
Yeah.
don't put our financial information out there in that much detail. But for those of you that are looking to own property, what you do is get a substantial amount saved, right? Once you have a substantial amount saved, that's when you go on Zillow and that's when you do your calculations. That's when you figure out what bank offers the loans that's within your ballpark. So for me,
FHA,
yeah,
FHA.
yep, that's exactly what I did. For me, I did the FHA loan because the real estate prices are ridiculous,
Yeah.
and with an FHA loan, all you have to do is pay 2 to 3% down, which is still a significant amount of money to anybody, really.
Yeah.
Um, and once you know your price range, once you know how much you're willing to put down, here's what I will also say: closing costs. What they never talk about, what the real estate agents will never talk about. They'll show you the house. You'll sit there. You talk about your down payment, closing costs, unless the seller is going to forego it, will also be a thing. I thought I had the right amount of money to have some money left over just in case something broke down, but closing costs snuck up and got me. So yeah, that's what I would say when buying when on your way to purchasing a home. Make sure you have enough money for your down payment. Make sure you have enough money for your closing costs. Make sure after that you give an approximation for what you would have for your move-in costs. Make sure that your income is going to be enough to handle your mortgage, whether it's a multifamily or single family, so that you have some money left over to take care of saving for your next money move.
Yeah.
Um, what else could I say? Make sure that another thing people might not know is that when you're looking to purchase a home, you have to get it inspected and evaluated and appraised, and that all comes out of your pocket. So even after you have the down payment and even after you have the closing costs, make sure you have like appraisal costs. That's also going to be somewhere between $500 to maybe $1,500 alone. You know, um, make sure you look at every nook and cranny of the home that you're considering, right?
Yeah.
Because there might be something that even the appraiser might miss. Maybe a crack in the foundation. There might be rats. There might be bugs. There might be a hole in one of the drainages. The appraiser's supposed to take a look at that, and usually they'll catch that stuff. But just in case they don't, you have to make sure you do, because once you put your name on the dotted line, no matter what, it's no longer the previous owner's problem. It's now your problem.
Hmm.
So, let me think. What else? Um, ah, here's one I should have done a little bit more research about. Make sure you know the type of neighborhood you're getting into, because it might look great during the day, but it might be dangerous at night. It might seem good to you right now, but it might not be that way all the time. I would so there's you can go to any like neighborhood watch website, like oh man, I can't even think of it from the top of my head, but you can go on neighborhood watches just to take a look at the crime of the neighborhood of the house that you're about to purchase. You could see what sort of crime there are, whether they deal more with petty theft or if they deal more with shootings, whether they deal more with violent crime or white collar crime. These are just some of the things you have to consider when purchasing a home. Let me think. What else? Um, I know there's one that's on the tip of my tongue that I'm probably forgetting. Oh, the rents around your area. If you go the route that I did, which is to get a multifamily home so that you could rent out, whatever units, make sure to look up the average rent around your area. So, like, if the mortgage that you're paying for, it's like $3,300 a month. I'm not saying it's mine, but let's just say it is $3,300 a month for whatever reason, whether the down payment was a little too low or whatever. But you have a one unit um a 1 unit apartment and then a 2 unit apartment, and together the average rent for those two doesn't even cover your mortgage. You'll lose out on money. It wouldn't make sense to put money down on a house for that purpose unless you're specifically just going to move in there. So, um, hmm, I'm sorry, you guys. I'm just really thinking from the top of my head.
That's
Uh,
okay.
um, I know there are a lot of people out there that think that New Jersey, or if you can get like the proper funding, you could just automatically like invest in things like your own home. But what I would suggest is, instead of like borrowing money, you just go the route of saving as much as you can using hard-earned capital. Don't borrow money from anybody. Don't borrow from a quick loan institution or anything like that. Save as much as you can. Save somewhere between 25 to $40,000 if you can, because that's really what it's going to take to really own a home. Um, if you can do it with a partner, great. If you have to go the route that I did, which is alone, then you got no choice. But multiple eyes are better than one,
Mhm.
and yeah, yeah, that's a lot of what I could really think of. I mean, do you guys have any questions for me about this? I feel like I'm almost being interviewed.
No, everything you said basically I knew already, but it's good that you educated the audience, the people who was curious about this stuff.
Yeah, no, no, no. Trust
Yeah.
me. I mean, there were parts of it that I thought I understood, but um, not really. So once I had the down payment figured out, I'm thinking, all right, it costs this amount of money to actually get the house. Let's go. And we do it, and then in the middle of it, and closing costs are going to be an extra X amount of dollars, and I'm just like,
Hmm.
that's like another 1/3 of things. Like I thought I had. So I basically thought I had enough to put a down payment on the home and have extra left over just in case something broke down in the house. But
Yeah.
once they threw in that closing costs, it was just like, oh my gosh, what do I do? Because the banks aren't gonna necessarily calculate that in. They
Exactly.
usually just calculate in the down payment. They didn't calculate the closing costs. Thankfully, I had enough to take care of the closing costs, but it was a close thing. Also, buying a home, it's not easy in terms of the length of time either. You think you look at the home, you like the home, you put the money down, you buy the home. That should take no more than a couple weeks. And it's myself and I know a friend of mine who was in the home buying process. It took both of us at least 4 months to actually get it. So
Yeah. Hmm.
it's a lot of back and forth. You're going to have lawyers going back and forth, including you on emails. Half of it you might not even understand, but you got to figure out a way to just make yourself included and make sure you're not getting screwed over. Um,
Yeah.
I'm still in the middle of it, not in terms of the home buying process, but I'm still in the middle of not purchasing, but experiencing what it's like to be a homeowner for the first time. And they're just little things that you might not necessarily think about. Like, the previous owners, for example, for me, um, said they were going to leave their lawnmower behind and said they were going to leave a fridge behind. so I didn't really include that in my cost for buying things. When I finally get to the house and it's just me, of course the lawnmower and the fridge is gone. So now all of
Yeah,
a
of
sudden
course. Yeah.
I gotta get those things. Oh, another thing, changing the locks. Once they give you
Yeah.
the set of keys, it's not just okay. Now you have the keys. No, you got to change the locks because
Especially with a home that's not owned before.
exactly you have to change
Hmm.
the locks. These are just little costs that really have to consider.
Yeah. Because it's not like you went to buy a custom home that's built from the ground up. So yeah, those
Right.
things to be considered. Yeah. And property taxes a bitch. Just
Yep.
saying.
How
Yeah.
many tax and what's the tax rate? Is it 17%?
Well, where I am, the taxes are pretty low. Where I am, the taxes are pretty
Oh,
low.
considering that's not bad considering the
Yeah.
Okay,
area. Yeah. Outdoor a
okay,
bit higher. But okay, that's not bad.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You have a backyard?
He's frozen.
He's frozen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh,
All right.
well, can you guys see me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
you
We get
froze
you.
for a bit.
Do you have a backyard?
Yeah, yeah. I have a backyard. It needs a
That's
little
good.
fixing up, but yeah, I have a backyard. It's strange to say, coming from where I come from. Not to say that I was poor or anything, because I definitely wasn't. I definitely came up from a middle class background, but my parents made sure to let me know none of the things that was in that house that I grew up in was mine. It was all theirs. So I never really used language like I'm going to my backyard. I always made sure to have the right verbiage because you know it's their house. They pay the bills. They pay the mortgage. Yada yada yada. So now for the first time, it's like it's my house. This is my backyard. This is you know everything here. Everything I see. Everything I touch belongs to me.
Yeah.
And
Hmm.
that's a feeling that
Nobody can take that away from you.
nobody can take it away from me. Of
Hmm.
course, the bank can if I don't
Oh,
pay the
of
mortgage.
course. Yeah.
Yeah,
The
but
government stuff. Yeah.
overall, nobody can really take that away from you.
Yeah. But figuratively, it's all yours
Mhm.
at the end of the day. You
Definitely.
know,
All right.
especially like in how times are now. That's a blessing.
Huge
Yeah.
blessing.
You know, it might be tough in the beginning, but once you figure things out properly and start having money flowing through, it'd be worth it.
That's the idea.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So thank you, Naran, for the gems and everything. Um. So yeah. So that's the update and everything. So I would say I want to talk about this writer strike, actor strike, just briefly.
Yeah.
Like I said, y'all, like briefly. I think UPS is on strike too.
Please, man. I need that delivery
Um,
tomorrow, bro.
I
I'm checking the email right now.
believe so. Yeah, I believe UPS is on strike too. So what has to really like go on is that like I said, I'm in the film industry too. So it's not just writers and actors. So when writers and when especially actors, if actors go on strike, that means no work. Okay. So um I'm not gonna get too deep in it, but yeah, so right now Hollywood is shut down. So yeah, Hollywood is definitely
Mm.
shut down.
Which is one of the biggest industries in this country.
Absolutely. So you're not gonna
Mhm.
see no reruns, no Law and Order, Chicago
Hold on. I thought
PD
reruns is going to be like the
movies.
biggest thing right now.
Yeah, yeah, no, yeah, none of that,
So
none
You
of
no
know
that.
what that
reruns.
means, America? Pick up a goddamn book, read, learn to read. You know what I mean? I
Man, you
mean,
trying to live in a
how
you
many?
trying to live in a TikTok era.
I mean, how many times are you going to see different version of the same thing? How many times are you going to see a murder and a bunch of teenagers have to figure it out whether they have some sort of superpower or somebody in the group is really smart? Like I'm seeing different plots with the same storylines. You know what I
This is
mean?
this is the same dude that watched Star Wars. So be quiet.
You mean the cinematic classic and one of the
Oh
greatest
god.
movies of all time? An original? Yeah, yeah. You know what I haven't seen and I will not see? All the different money making Star Wars versions that are just trying to take my money based on nostalgia. I'm mad I spent my Star Wars money on episodes 7, 8, and 9.
Rogue
You know how
One was good.
sacrilegious it is?
Rogue
Huh?
One was good though. Rogue One, that was a good
Well,
movie.
the fact that I have to fish to find the good post episode 6 Star Wars movie is
It was
bonkers to
good.
me. Do you understand what I'm saying?
It's still good.
Listen,
Just
listen, guys,
Everything else
listen,
was
guys.
garbage though.
This is
Huh?
this is the same guy that said Avatar is trash.
it
This is
is
the same. No,
garbage.
hold on, listen. This is the same guy that said the new Spider-Man movie, the
No,
Spider-Verse
no,
movie,
no, no,
is
Diamond. We're not doing this
trash.
tonight. We're not doing this tonight. I'm tired. No,
Trash.
no.
Listen,
Do you
I'm
listen.
hear
not getting
me?
into this conversation tonight.
This
He
is this
has
is you know
no
what? You know
taste.
what?
Do
You
you
know
hear
what?
me?
I'm
You know
going to
what,
Do
defend
you
that
Rich?
hear
movie.
me?
Rich,
This is the
I'm
same
gonna pull a
guy that
Jay
said
Z.
that.
I'm gonna pull a Jay Z. Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Naren, and I have a brain, right? And you're just helping my case, right? Because what is Avatar but another version of a Native American story where the white man comes into their village and there's a clash of cultures, and in the end, either the Native Americans learn their lesson about different cultures, or the white man comes away thinking that these Native Americans aren't so bad. They're not savages. There's like 5 different versions of that movie, and now they just did it in 3D with some cat-like people, and we all bought it. And the first one was like, okay, what?
You heard that too, right?
How you gonna say Spider Verse was trash? You
Oh,
okay?
no. I'll get to the Spider Verse in a second because they
No,
stole
oh
my
no,
money.
don't get me because the whole it's a cliffhanger.
No,
Don't.
no. See, you jumped the gun. You jumped the gun on that.
Nah,
But I'll
that's
get
what you
to the
said
Spider
last
Verse in a
time.
second. I'll get to the Spider Verse in a second. Let me get back to Avatar though. How many Native American movies have we seen? Pocahontas, Gone with the Wind.
Never seen Gone with the Wind.
And you know what? Maybe because you haven't seen that movie, Avatar might have blown your mind. But if you're a little educated on the history of film,
Blue
I'm like,
motherfucker.
yo, I've seen this. I've seen this so many different times.
I seen Avatar for the first time last year. The
And
first one.
The
TC
first
said it
one,
was
what?
good. TC said it
No,
was
and that's
good.
that's what I'm
My
saying.
man
That's
got
what I'm saying.
taste.
That's what I'm saying. The storyline was derivative, but the reason why the first Avatar was good was because of it wasn't even because of the story. It was because of the visual effects.
But for its
It's
time, yeah, it's impressive.
yeah. All right. But then you take those same visual effects, you fast forward 10 years, you don't do much in terms of changing the digital effects, and then you add a worse storyline, and I'm supposed to spend my money
It's
on
the
that?
same movie, low key. It's just with kids.
No.
There's more
What?
money in than anything, maybe.
You're
I got him.
all I,
I
you know what
got him
I'm hearing
right
from
now.
you? You know what I'm hearing from you, TC? Bah, bah. You sound like sheep.
I don't
You
care.
sound like sheep.
I'm not the biggest fan. I'm not gonna buy the new game that's coming out, but I will defend Spider-Man though.
You
Hmm.
know
That's
what?
an
Spider-Man is the reason why I think these writers need to take a break. I'm glad they're on strike. They need to come up with some new ideas,
striking.
something a little more original.
Off right there saying that movie's man.
So,
I get
so,
Black Panther too. I can understand that.
so here's my gripe with Spider-Man. Right?
It was
Here we
looking
I
go.
go in,
how you
I
gonna do
go
that?
in. How do you do? Right? I go in. How do you do? The
This is
first
comedy.
hour was really captivating. The first hour was really captivating. Right? You got
Comedy.
my black Spider-Man. You got the blonde white lady. They're trying to figure out their lives. They're trying to figure out what it means to be Spider-Man. And then the musical scores were great. The musical scores were fantastic.
That album is good.
The album, no, it was great. Then an
Okay.
hour
Still from
passes
Cologne.
by.
What?
Yeah, great. Let me get to my point, you sheep. An hour passes by, then an hour and 30 minutes passes by. And I feel like I'm still watching something that didn't really change. And then all of a sudden, boom, remember in the first Spider-Man? You had like 10 Spider-Man. All of a sudden, I shit you not, audience, you had like 40 different Spider-Men. You had the Indian Spider-Man. You had the British Spider-Man that couldn't really speak English, even though he was British. It was all like, do you know what I mean? I'm just like, what? Come on, really? And then you had the my favorite Spider-Man, the futuristic 99 Spider-Man, but then behind him was like, and I shit you not, like 40, 50 different Spider-Man. You couldn't keep up with the amount
Spoiler
of
alert.
Spider-Man there
There
were.
wasn't the main
Spoiler alert.
characters.
Spoiler
What?
alert.
All those other Spider-Mans, the T-Rex, so there wasn't main characters. It was just fan service cameos.
What made the first Spider-Man special was that even though you had multiple Spider-Men, you were able to actually understand their backstory. They were able to give it. They were able to be a little bit individualized. You were able to follow suit. But it's like they just for the second which was like, here's a Spider-Man, but also here's a Spider-Man. Here's another Spider-Man.
It
There's
wasn't
another
the
one that you've
main
never even seen or
characters.
heard of
It was
before.
eye candy. The Legos. You think they're gonna give the important storyline to the Lego Spider-Man who just popped up? He just did like, oh shoot, Lego Spider-Man. Okay, which one's Stacy doing?
I'm saying, if you have a brain, it's an insult to your intelligence to just throw a whole bunch of different Spider-Men out there just for the sake of there being a multiverse and you want it to be as
You
huge
do
as
forget
possible.
this is a comic book movie, right?
Well, shame on the comic book creator. I think he should start back from scratch. And here's why. Here's the coup de grace. This movie was like 2.5 hours long. After the first,
Hold on. I have a gripe with that. You don't like entertaining movies that's a little bit longer? It's like more you could chew on.
you know how a movie's really good? If a movie's 2.5 hours and you don't feel it.
That was me in that theater that day.
I felt once I got past the Pakistani/Indian Spider-Man,
Which is a real
I started.
character in the comics. Okay.
Fine, that's fine. I
Okay.
started the movie started to drag along, and then another minute passed, and another minute passed. I got to the point just like, yo, I get it. There's like 100 Spider-Man. Let's get to the
Hold on.
point
I
here.
have a quick question. Do you like Lord of the Rings?
Yeah, I love Lord of the Rings.
Oh my God. Get out of here. Get
Isn't
out of
that
here,
like
boy.
3 hours and
The
25
blasphemy.
minutes? Like the last one? Which one?
First of all,
But you know why? I'll put
Lord
you
of
this way.
the Ring movies was almost 3 hours. Star
That's
Wars
fine.
movies was almost 3 hours.
That's fine. I'm talking about quality here, right? I felt my experience watching. Give me any Lord of the Rings movie. It felt like I saw that movie in a shorter time span than this Spider-Man movie.
That's
Blasphemy.
No.
Blasphemy. The
I walked
blasphemy.
out of that Spider-Man movie
I'm
feeling
not saying
drained.
with that. That's blasphemy.
And then again, let me get to the coup de grace. After like
Blasphemy.
2 hours, I'm like, all right, this movie's dragging it, man. All right, I get it. I can't keep up. I'm done. It's like,
Sometimes your attention span ain't that strong. That's what it sounds like.
and then we get to the end, and I'm like, so this is the conclusion, right? This is the conclusion. What's going on? Wait a minute. What do you mean to be continued? What do you mean to be continued?
So the end, the way the movie ended?
The way the movie ended was you had me sit for 2.5 hours and you didn't even give me any warning that this was going to be a to be continued. I felt like somebody.
Why should I give you a warning?
Why?
You didn't know it was going to be a continuation. How everything was being set up?
Yeah.
That's the thing. That's the thing. When you spend 2.5 hours setting something up, I mean, goddamn, I didn't realize it wasn't set up until it was set up. But that also makes
like that.
That
means they spent.
Hold on. Lord of the Rings was like that.
What was the Lord of the Rings called from the first one? It was called the Lord of the Rings trilogy. The
No, that's
Lord of Rings.
after the movie's finished. That's when they start calling it a trilogy because we knew it was a
Oh,
trilogy.
wait a minute. So somebody here doesn't know their literature, because if you did,
I didn't read the books. I didn't care to read the
that's
books.
that's
I'm not
not
the
my
biggest fan of
problem.
medieval times. I'm not
That's
the
not my
biggest fan of
problem.
it. That's why I never watched Game of Thrones. I'm not the biggest fan of that.
That's also not my problem. I
Like,
also like if you're reading, if you know anything about the Lord of the Rings trilogy, if you know anything about J.R.R. Tolkien, you could see it coming. But at least they made it
that's
entertaining.
if you read the book. When I was younger, I didn't even know Lord of the Rings was a book until I got, okay, that's cool to know.
And it's not my fault you were taking remedial classes. But what I will
All
say,
right, all right, all right,
what I will
all
say,
Nothing
right.
wrong with remedial classes, everyone. Not wrong is blasphemy. Nothing wrong with
That's
remedial classes, y'all.
blasphemy. It's okay.
but what I will say, all right, if you wanna go the Lord of the Rings route, right? And you want to compare the two, even if you didn't know that the Lord of the Rings was a trilogy, the fight scenes were more entertaining. The wars were more
I
entertaining.
can't even
There was
compare that animation versus real action. That right there, I can't really compare too much on.
I'm not talking about the production style, whether it's live action or animation. I'm talking about things that would capture the audience's attention, like the actual wars, the fight scenes, the plot, the storyline. As I said before, for the first hour of Spider-Man, the plot and the storyline captured me. But once you threw in 30, 40, 50 different Spider-Men, how am I supposed to connect to anything after that point?
I'm gonna be
And
very
you do that for 2.5 hours. Oh, wait, Troy. You do that for 2.5 hours, and then you hit me with a to be continued?
I'm gonna be honest with
No.
you. The Spider Society scene, Simon, how long was that Spider Society scene? Like 20 minutes, 25 minutes? That's in that little world?
35 minutes.
35. Okay. The movie's almost 3 hours. That's not the biggest chunk. Most of it is Gwen Stacy's story to begin with. That Miles has got going in there. But
Same
I'm not
thing
saying
with
Lord of the Rings
the
is bad.
Batman movies.
I'm not even
Same
saying Lord
thing
of
with
the
the
Rings is
Batman
bad. I'd be
movies.
blasphemy saying it's bad. I'm just saying when it comes to timeline. Batman, I could kind of understand why people didn't like Batman. I liked it.
Well, it depends. It depends. The one with Joker was good.
Well, we're not
No,
talking
we're
about Dark
talking about
Knight.
the most recent one.
We're talking about the one where
Oh, all right. No, no, no,
got
no,
to do
no.
with
I'm talking
Twilight.
about the classic ones. The classic.
You talking about the Tim Burton Batman?
Listen, I'm talking about the Batman Beyonds, the one with the
That's the
Joker.
cartoon, bro.
Those were good. No, no, not the cartoon ones. I'm
You said
talking
Beyond.
about the ones. Oh yeah, I did say Batman Beyond. I'm talking about the ones that had
He
Batman and
works in
Robin.
film, you guys. He works in film.
Batman and Robin. Batman and Robin. That one. The one in
Oh, you
Batman and
talking
Robin.
about Michael
Classic.
Keaton Batman?
Yes.
Wait, you talking Batman? You
Batman
talking
Forever?
about the Iceman Batman
Batman
with
Credit Card?
No, 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 no,
Batman Begins?
no. But you about to make me look things up now. I'm talking about
Christian Bale Batman?
once again for our audience, he works in film.
Does he talk like this? I'm Batman. That Batman? Oh, you talking about Ben Affleck?
that too. Ben Affleck.
I didn't think this
Yes.
was that great. That's
That's
insane.
not even a classic yet. It's not even 10 years old.
To me, Superman versus Batman wasn't that good. That one scene in the warehouse, that was good, but other than
I'll
that,
tell you this.
So,
I'll take
wait, so you mean to
Superman
tell me
versus.
the
I'll take
Batman and Robin movie? The Batman and Robin movie was not a
with
classic.
Jim Carrey as the Riddler,
Yes.
I would take that movie over Spider-Verse 2.
okay,
I would
Blasphemy.
take that movie over Spider-Verse
good
2
night, y'all.
because it knew what it
Good
was.
night, y'all.
It knew what it was. It was campy. It was a little corny. That's fine. That's fine. No, the sheep had to go to sleep in the barn. The sheep had to
I
go
had
to
to walk
sleep in
away
the
real
barn. In the
quick.
barn. That's fine.
I had to walk away real quick. Nah,
It didn't leave you with a
nah,
cliffhanger,
Oh my
right?
god.
nah.
Oh my god.
Troy.
No. I have one quick question. I'm gonna just judge you. Do you like Men in Black?
I love Men in Black.
Which one's the best one to you?
Mm. Mm. In order, I would go. In order, I would go 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, I would go
Three
1,
don't
2, and
exist.
3.
Three don't
What?
exist. Oh no, the fourth. We've seen this. We've got the fourth one that came out.
Oh my God!
Three, that one don't exist.
Oh
Okay, you
no!
said 1, 2. All right.
No, see, there's some things you got to forget, like the Spider Verse movie. The reason why the first
No.
Spider Verse movie was so great was that even if there was going to be a second one, because we all know that in a capitalistic society, you make a hit, you're going to try to capitalize on it by making another one. See Avatar, for example, that came out in '09, and then almost 15 goddamn years later, I have to spend money to go see a terrible plot line, right? So if we knew Spider Verse 2 was coming, at least with Spider Verse 1, you're satisfied with the conclusion. Think about all the other Spider Man movies before this, from the Tobey Maguire Spider Man to the, I forget his name, the
Andrew
other Spider
Garfield.
Man,
Andrew Garfield. Andrew Garfield.
Andrew Garfield Spider Man, and even the Marvels,
Tom Holland.
the Tom Holland Spider Man. Can you name any of those Spider Man movies that had a cliffhanger?
No Way Home.
Even with No Way Home, you had a conclusion with the
Not really.
cliffhanger.
Not really. The biggest, because how that movie ended, they said Spider Man is Peter Parker. He said, "What the f?" and it just ended.
Okay. But you had a bad guy. Bad guy was defeated. That was the one with Mysterio, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You had a bad guy. Bad guy was defeated. Mysterio was taken care of. The cliffhanger was, oh no, now everybody knows who Spider-Man was. And then you had to have the next movie to talk about how everybody's going to wipe away the memory and yada, yada, yada. And Spider-Man had to make that sacrifice. But even then, it drew a satisfying conclusion, right? This Spider-Verse 1, bad guy, he was, I
You
forget the
could
big man's name.
describe a cliffhanger though.
A satisfying cliffhanger. A
That's in your
satisfying.
case. But you're talking about in general now. That's a cliffhanger still. Like every movie has one.
No, not every movie has one. The first
Not
Matrix.
all. Most franchise movies have one. I'm not even going to talk about Fast and Furious. I'm not even going to put that in there.
No. I wasn't going to talk about. No, I was going to talk about the first Matrix. The first Matrix, before it became a franchise like that, didn't have a cliffhanger.
That's true. It's a one-hit wonder kind
Yo,
of thing. Yeah.
if you say Matrix is whack, this whole show
No,
is over.
no. Everybody's
No,
black card get removed if we say the Matrix is black.
no.
If you
No.
said,
Matrix, no.
Nyron, if you say the Matrix is whack, this show is over.
The Matrix
No,
1 is the
Matrix.
best Matrix.
The Matrix 2, 3, and unfortunately 4, they're garbage. I'm sorry. The very
Truly?
first one should have
Okay,
just
ain't
stayed.
good. Yes.
Four, you can say 4 was, but two
No.
and three,
4
you're
was not.
bugging. You're bugging.
4
You're bugging.
was.
4, I didn't
No,
even
no.
that was bad.
4 was like, what's that smell? Smells like garbage. That's what that 4 was.
Reloaded was
No, number 2 and 3 was good.
Reloaded was just okay. It's
4
all about
was
one.
I wasn't feeling it. 4, I wasn't feeling it.
Oh, no, Diamond, you like Daredevil?
No.
Sort of.
Garbage.
You like that movie?
No.
Oh, okay, all right.
Garbage. Garbage.
That's a bad movie. That Ghost Rider. Oh God, that's a bad movie.
But that's my point, though. But going back to the Spider-Man for a second, remember the very first Spider-Man movie that came out with Tobey Maguire? No cliffhanger, right? Second Spider-Man movie that came out, there was no cliffhanger.
He just kissed Mary Jane at the end, right?
How does it end? No, it ends with he kisses Mary Jane. I think Mary Jane, Tobey Maguire does something to make Mary Jane realize that, oh, he's Peter Parker, Spider-Man. But it wasn't one of those things where it was like, it was blatantly obvious where it's like, oh my God, you're Spider-Man. He just says something. I wish I remember what he said because that movie came out 20 years ago. But he says something. Mary Jane looks back. Her mouth is agape. She puts her hands to her mouth and is just like, oh, he's Spider-Man. And then it
I know. It was in his apartment. She said, "Go get him, Tiger." The classic line. He swings off.
Right, and then it ends with him swinging all
Yeah.
across the city, and then boom, right there by the American flag, Spider-Man. This Spider-Man was just like, I'm gonna hit you with 40, 50 Spider-Man, and then I'm not even gonna tell you that I'm gonna give you a cliffhanger. I'm gonna make you sit 2.5 goddamn
The reason
hours and feel
why I
every
said it
minute of
tells
it.
you it gives a cliffhanger because you could tell. Okay, how I knew it was gonna be cliffhanger when Miles went to the different multiverse. If that wasn't his, the one that the Spider originally supposed to fight the original Miles. And when I saw Gwen in his world, I said, "Oh, it's gonna be a continuation." And when we saw his variant as Prowler, I said, "Oh, it's gonna be continuation." They're never gonna be like, "Okay, guys, he's Prowler." The end of the show. Like, no, like that was an indication, like, okay, we're gonna get a sequel. And
You know
it
what?
did.
You
It
know what
did.
you should have done as a friend? You should have tapped me on the shoulder and go, "This is going to be a sequel," so I can get up, walk out,
Now,
take a
I
nap.
assume you're a smart man to catch on to those cues.
No, because here's what happened. And that's part of the reason why I was upset. I'm like, this movie's 2.5 hours long. Where's the conclusion? Where's the conclusion? Where's the conclusion? And then I got lost in time. I got lost in time. And then I realized, oh no, there's like 10 minutes left in the movie. Where's the part where he solves the problem?
A
What?
lot of movies give cues that the movie's going to end too, because when there's the whole tense scene, he's tied to the sandbag and Prowler punched the bag and stuff, and that music is getting ramped up. And then when Gwen is like, okay, I gotta go save him and stuff like that, and you start seeing her band the people together, I said, okay, it's going to be a sequel.
I
It hit
thought,
it right
I
there.
thought these motherfuckers took my goddamn money. They stole it again. They stole it again.
Guess what? We live in society. They're gonna be making movies off of existing IPs, and they're gonna milk this shit. This is the
They
day and
did
age
that
we
to
live
my beloved Star Wars. They did that to my beloved Matrix.
in. Indiana
They did
Jones.
that to. Hmm?
Indiana Jones.
I never seen Indiana Jones.
You never seen the first
Got
one?
it. Never saw an Indiana
You
Jones.
never seen the Temple of Doom?
Nope.
Wow, wow, I'm surprised.
No. I know the whole backline. You're an archaeologist. You got a hat. You got a whip. You got to find something. But Harrison Ford is damn near 90 years old, and he's still doing the Indiana Jones. I mean, his last Indiana Jones movie came out this year, 2023. That's
Yeah,
wild. That's
it is.
wild. They're just like they're making us sheep, and they're having us, pay our money for nostalgia. So I think the writers do need to go on strike and come up
Hey,
with some new original
well, let
ideas.
me tell you something. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Cause look at Mission Impossible. This is like the seventh movie of a part one. Tom Cruise is like damn well 6 years old now.
I saw 2 Mission Impossible movies my entire life. I saw 2. They're not gonna get me. They're not gonna get me.
They're actually good
They might
movies
get
though.
y'all. They're not gonna get me.
Fast, Fast and Furious.
Yeah. No. Don't get me started. Don't get me
I don't
started.
hate the movies. They're not good though. It's just honestly, you just want to watch it and see how bad it's going to be. It's like, okay, the first movie is perfect, just racing, whatever. Now my man got superpowers. He's stomping the concrete to make Jason Statham fall to the basement.
We're talking
Here,
about Fast and Furious here, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
Vin Diesel had two steel pipes. He's fighting Jason Statham on top of his parking garage, and he said some kind of catch line. He stomped the ground like he's in a video game. Homeboy fell, and I'm watching this like, what's going on? Like they don't have dirt on them. They just look okay, cool. Then The Rock and Jason Statham's fighting Idris Elba. That's a super soldier for some reason. I was like, is this a Marvel movie?
I
They're
mean,
saving. They're saving the world. They went
I,
from racing to saving the
This is a racist
world.
from Compton. Compton.
I watched the last Fast. What was it? Fast and Furious 10. I
Women could
just feel
move.
like I'm gonna be honest with you. I just feel like they're just dragging it just for money.
Yeah, just to see
What
Tyrese
do you
yell
mean
some
you
of the
feel
bastard shit.
like? They're
Uh,
definitely dragging it for money. Are you for real? And it's sheep like you that's keeping them going.
the last good Fast and Furious, I could honestly say because I actually just felt it was nice for the actor. Fast Five with Paul Walker when he died and stuff like that. They had a nice conclusion. They sped their way. I said, okay, we done here. No, they're going to space now.
They had cars in space. Do you realize? I didn't know what was going. First of all, I didn't even like the first Fast and Furious. I hate those racing movies. Those
Yo,
racing movies, and you know
Nyron,
the dance movies that came out in the 2000s.
you talking about West Side
Nyron,
Story?
you
Huh?
bugging, Nyron.
No, I'm talking about
Oh,
like Drumline and
look,
you know,
Hold
like
on,
you
no,
know
no,
Step
no, no,
Up.
no, no,
Drumline.
no,
You
no,
know
no, no. We're not
Drumline
doing this.
perfect.
We're not
So
doing
you leave
this.
a Drumline. That's the only
You,
one good
if
thing the
you
cat
say
has.
Drumline is trash,
Garbage. Garbage. I don't know how
Look,
Nick Cannon can make so many
look,
kids. Because all he
look.
has to do is show those women his Drumline movie. They wouldn't want to make babies with this man. It was
Not necessarily like.
garbage.
Let him have Drumline and Wilder now. Okay, leave the man alone. Like, damn.
Listen, all I'm saying is, so the Fast and Furious movies and those dance movies, you know, like I'm in a college frat and I gotta dance to prove my worth, or you know, like I gotta dance to get out of the hood, whatever. All those movies, I hate it. So I never
So
paid
you don't.
attention to the huh?
what?
Oh well, hold on. What's your view on Tyler
Those
Perry
movies
movies?
make a difference for someone.
What's your view on Tyler
Tyler
Perry
Perry
movies?
movies are a little different, and in terms of, I might not appreciate all of his movies, but I recognize their value to what they represent to the community,
What
and
making
it
the dark
led
skinned
him.
man the villain?
Hmm?
Making the dark skinned man the villain or something like that, and the light skinned guy's always the hero. Then you also have
No,
movies
the dark skin men have also been the hero. There have been
Nah,
plenty of
look at
Tyler Perry movies.
TC. You got to look at Temptation. Remember Temptations? How she made a life mistake and now she has to run with it for the rest of her life.
You see, I didn't
Judith.
see that.
Oh, of
Oh,
course not. The one
I
movie
didn't
where
see
the darkest man in the movie was the hero.
it.
The
I didn't see it.
darkest man was
I
the
kind of
hero.
gave up. I kind of gave up at like the fourth Medea movie. I said, okay, I'm over it.
No. What was I gonna say? But the point I'm trying to make is I never liked those movies, so I never kept up with the Fast and Furious franchise. I just like to peer in on YouTube clips every 2 to 3 years to see what they're doing. And I saw they went from being in Compton to robbing banks to curing the world to driving down a building in Dubai
Yeah.
and making it, surviving. And then the recent one from a couple months ago, am I to understand these cars are not going in space?
No, that's the movie before. This one is now Vin Diesel's child got thrown out the car to the next car so they can catch him and save him. Some wild,
yes.
yeah,
Some wild stuff. Yeah,
yeah.
And
some wild visual
Family.
effects,
And
after effects.
always remember, family. That's a
so
Mm-hmm.
good thing.
Rich, I just want to make sure I understand this correctly. Rich, you have a career working in film.
Yeah.
How long have you been doing that?
Now, be careful what you're going to ask.
Be
The man is
careful
on
what you
strike
gonna
right
ask.
Huh?
now. The
Be
man is
careful
on
what you
strike.
gonna
Yeah,
ask.
be
Because
careful.
Listen,
I
how long
do
have
have
you been doing it?
listen,
cut.
listen. There are actors and writers watching this podcast. Be
That's
Yeah.
careful.
fine.
Be
How long have you been
careful.
doing it?
Be
How long have you been
careful.
doing it?
Since
Rich,
2016 or 17. Wow.
16, 17. I don't want to give away too much information, but I also understand that your girlfriend may do things in film and art and movies and plays as well, right?
Why?
Because you're supposed to have all that experience, all that good taste, the ability to write and create. Am I to understand that you took your hard-earned money from working in that industry and said, "Here, I'm going to give it to the same people that made cars drive in space"? That's what you did? That's what you did?
First off, one, I never even worked on any Fast and Furious
I'm
movies.
not saying that. I'm
He's saying
saying
you
you
bought a
worked in
ticket.
film. You should know what quality films look like, and you took your hard-earned money to watch cars fly in space. What are you doing?
Now, you want to see Barbie?
Nyron's
There's a
gonna see
Barbie
Barbie.
movie?
Yeah, you want to see
Nyron
Barbie?
is going. Yo, Nyron's the kind of person to say Dumb and Dumber is better than White Chicks movie.
They're both garbage. They're both garbage.
look at T,
And what
look
is
at
an insult to my race?
look at
Are you
TC.
for real?
I'm actually trying to think which one is better.
Dumb and you kind of person to say Dumb and Dumber is better than the White Chicks movie.
Rich, when I say they're both garbage, I could care less. I'm at a point in my life where I'm watching film, and I'm not gonna give away my money to people that just like, hey, remember when you liked this when you were a kid? Well, we made the 20th version of the same thing. You want to watch it? No, I don't want to watch it.
So that
I don't
means
want to
if the
watch it.
next Star Wars movie come out, you can't watch it.
I'm not watching. Hell no, I'm not watching it. First of all, they already raped my beloved Star Wars. They raped it. My Star Wars franchise should file a police report.
The
It's been
Mandalorian I
raped,
heard is good though.
huh?
The Mandalorian I heard is good.
I don't know. I'm not going to find out. I'm not going to find out because I don't want to see another version of people taking advantage of my memories of Star Wars as a kid. I'm not going to see your Toy Story 6. I'm not going to see your Star Wars Episode 11. I'm not even going to see the Super Mario movie because it was a video game and they're like, "Oh, you remember the video game that you liked when you were a kid? You want to watch an animated movie version of that?
What the
Come
hell does
on,
Mario got
spend
to
your
do
money.
with it?
Spend your
It's like
money."
his first actual good movie, the original one. Oh god, I know you're gonna get on that.
Listen, all I know is that I'm talking to two sheep, and it's ironic that one of these sheep actually works in the film industry and still willingly wants to be sheep. But you go ahead. You go ahead. I'll stick to my books. I'll stick to my originality, and I hope that when these writers are done striking and get paid, that they come up with some original ideas, or else I'm going to be striking for the old payment method for these writers because they don't deserve it if they're going to sit there and make another Star Wars Episode 11 or a Toy Story 8, 9, or 10. Movies suck now.
I ain't gonna
Movies
lie,
suck.
man. You just sound like an old man that just hates
I'm
life at
just
this point.
saying.
You just
Like
sound
one of those
upset.
bitter old mans. Be like,
Yeah,
no, like
you just
yeah.
gotta walk with the big bifocal glass. Like you just sound miserable about movies.
I'm miserable about movies because these writers are unoriginal. These
Nothing's really
writers,
original nowadays. It's hard to be original.
no, it's not.
There's
The
so
only
much
reason it's
ideas
hard
out
to
there.
be original is because people are like, but we made so much money doing this thing. Let's just go back to doing the thing that makes us
But
more money.
technically, if you do think from a business aspect, it's more of a risk making a more original idea nowadays because if it doesn't work out, they definitely lose the money when they can use an IP that exists and guarantee some kind of money back. Not gonna say that means their profit, but you know.
The only reason it's guaranteed is because, for example, 2 out of 3 people on maybe a podcast I know would spend money on watching the remakes. And they're never going to get me again.
Well, we
They're
might.
never going to get me again.
Well, so I'm
Ny-
not a big Star
Nyron
Wars fan.
Nyron is the kind of person that say Final Destination is better than Scream movies and Chucky movies and Freddy and
I hate
Jason
Chucky with a
movies.
passion, so I don't even care about this one. I hate Chucky. I hate that damn guy.
First of all, Final Destination is very creative. I will say that.
They have what,
That's the,
7 of them?
It's the storyline. The storyline.
so then you get my point, Troy. You get my point.
I'm
You
not.
could have
I'm not
stopped
saying I
after
have to be
Final
a bigger
Destination.
fan of every movie, but I'm saying it's Blasphemy. Knowing some movies are a masterpiece, and you tell me you hate Spider-Man because for 30 minutes on screen there's about 30 efforts that's swinging around, and it was a cliffhanger. Man, it's obviously going to be a cliffhanger.
If you had took that same Spider-Man movie and did all of that in an hour and 30 minutes, I'm fine.
Okay,
But to
I can
make it,
see. Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, but to make it 2 hours and 30 minutes, you're wasting my time. You have raped my time. You have raped my time.
So a Max Payne movie is better than a Mission Possible movie.
And why are you giving these bad comparisons, Rich? Why are you
What?
trying to make me sound like a
Don't
bad
say
guy?
that shit again, bro. Don't do that. You said
What?
Max Payne movie better than Mission Impossible?
No, of course not. Rich
Well,
is trying to
don't
make
do
me
that.
sound like an asshole. I'm not an
Technically, the last
asshole.
Terminator movie was good. No.
Max Payne movie was trash. I'm sorry.
You know what? I need you to take that feeling and apply it to Spider-Man Universe 2.
Oh
The
my
Spider-Verse
god.
2.
Oh, no, that's a good movie. I'm not gonna no. Wonder Woman 2 is trash. That was a bad movie.
Here's my question.
Hey,
Here's my
hey, hey,
question.
hey, hey, hey. This gonna be some people coming at you, girl, because they're gonna be like, oh, that's my girlfriend. Watch out.
No, I ain't talking about the actress. I'm just talking about the movie plot. But yeah, go ahead.
Here's my question. Avatar 3 comes out. You guys paying your money to see Avatar 3? Am I
I'm
to
gonna see it.
understand it?
I might not see it day one, but I'm gonna see it.
You're part of the problem. You're part of the problem. You're
I
the
don't think
reason
it's
why
a
these
bad
industries
movie.
keep going.
Avatar's not hurting nobody.
It hurt my feelings that I spent and I had to worry about popcorn and nachos to watch that
Nah,
garbage?
you don't see
No,
how you
no,
spend time.
no.
You know how much money you be spending on food? I'd be working at you. I'm like, damn, that's like 5 tickets.
That's fine. I can spend money on food. At least I know what I'm getting is going to be delicious. With
And you're gonna shit
movies,
it out.
it's a risk. With movies, it's a risk. Okay, and these
Even food is
movies,
a risk.
nah, no. Listen, I know I'm going to die of a heart attack at 50. I get it. I get it. But at least I can enjoy the ride. I can't
Oh,
enjoy the
that's
ride for
not a good
Avatar 2.
ride. That ain't a good ride. Your whole left arm gonna be old. Is it right or left arm? Whatever. It's gonna be mad numb. Fall down. Then
Now,
die.
can we get to the health with 56 minutes in?
Hold on, real quick.
Wow, this is where you want to
No, no,
transition
no.
into hell.
Let's be honest though. We didn't talk about the strike. We just went on the whole rant about what movies were good at and not like the Spider Man.
Oh, you guys didn't know? You guys were talking about the writer's strike. I was talking about my strike from movies in general. I'm done. I'm done. I quit.
Okay,
I'm on
so
strike.
Davin, so what's your thoughts on this stuff? I know you
About
can't
the
say too much.
I can't. Well, I'm unionized, so I can't say too much.
I just
Oh
think
man, no, you're
my,
deep in it.
my personal opinion on it, I'm not even like pressed about it because guess what? At the end of the day, they're gonna need money,
Yes. So
just like anything else.
the whole point of the agreement is we want, not only more pay, but it's like, how would you feel if you're an actor, the studio scan your face and they use it only just one time? No, they use it multiple times and you only get paid once.
Yeah, that's that's one of the caveats of Hollywood, which sucks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and
Naira, I
especially
know you
take.
would probably go for that. Like, really?
And the thing is, it's not like you just shoot that one scene once. I know you shoot that scene.
Yep.
I know you shoot that scene like multiple times, hours.
Yes.
And I'd be
Yes.
mad to get paid once and they keep using my face. Nah,
Yeah. They
no.
keep you they scan your face and then they use it for multiple times and
My
multiple movies
personal,
too.
my personal
Multiple
gripe,
movies.
my personal gripe with certain things with TV specifically. Let's say Seinfeld is a good example. When they have reruns, certain actors and actresses get paid more than others. I get it;
Yes.
they're a bigger name, but it's still kind of like that's still tragic at the end of the day. Also,
Yes. Like the woman from Orange and New Black, I forgot her name. She was on social media talking about how much she was getting paid, and she wasn't getting paid enough for she wasn't getting paid enough for, and she had like a role to play and she wasn't getting paid that much. Another one, he said he had to keep his job. He still was getting, yeah, I think she said it was like 20 27 cent $27.30 she showed.
yeah,
Yeah. Like background actors. Don't get me started on background actors. Background actors, especially the non-unionized ones, they don't even get paid that much. They get
shit, I could
their
pay them
day,
that.
their day be like 15 or a 17-hour day, and their paycheck be like $100. Facts.
Isn't the Big Bang Theory cast getting paid like dumb money for every episode that comes on?
Yeah, yeah. Yes. It's the same thing with the writers. They write stuff and they don't even get paid that much either. Some
And
of them.
writers don't get no recognition unless it's something really good, like
Yes.
Lord of the Rings
Yes.
is a good example, or
Yes.
The
So
Witcher.
So since we on this, right? Let's talk about it. First off, one, we know damn well if we was unionized, if we had unionized unity, we know damn well none of us gets paid how we worth our value. We are underpaid. We know that already. We all are underpaid.
Are you
Whether
talking
you
about
work,
unions in
what I
general
no,
find,
I'm
or?
talking about everybody.
Oh,
yeah,
We
okay.
no,
know,
what I find interesting, is that, I mean, all jokes aside, with the quality of the movies, which, again, are terrible. I think the writer's strike is a microcosm of a larger issue at play, which is an increase in income disparity, and that leading to a trickle down effect of us not being able to afford the things our ancestors, or the generation before us, can. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, for
mhm,
example, I bought my first home at 31, but did you know the average age of the first time American homebuyers now is 46 years old?
It's not the same no
wow,
more. It used to
that's
be
that's
like
what
when you was
I'm saying. Yeah,
22, whatever the case is. But yeah, it's
yes,
different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My parents bought a house in New York City when they were in their 20s.
Yeah.
mm,
If we all wanted to do the same, I'm not even exaggerating, we'd probably end up being 60 years old before we can get that same exact house that my parents were able to get at the age of 20.
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
You see, yeah.
right. So, I mean, you take a look at that income disparity, and you take a look at how it's affecting all of us, and then you have a writer's strike with similar issues, and I can understand why the American populace is fascinated by it.
Don't get me started on teachers. Don't get me started on the Department of Education.
Medical
Teachers
workers.
don't even come. What the nurse? When did the nurses go on strike? Because
We
it
went on strike about
a year
3 months
ago,
ago. No, it was this year.
3 months ago.
Like
The
about, it was around
nurse
the winter time it happened.
nurses don't even get paid that much. Don't get me started.
They get paid enough, but to live in New York, no.
No, no. Come on, because of
Nobody gets
inflation.
paid enough to live in New York.
No, that's why a lot of people move. But here's the cruddy thing: even if you move, your pay is not gonna match your lifestyle, like what you need
But
to
even
afford and
even
stuff.
even if you work out of New York, the pay is like, yo, I might as well just work in New York. No, I might as well just live out of New York and work in New York because the pay is
Mhm.
better.
Yeah,
Come on now.
yeah.
So
How some of what Naron's doing basically.
if we had
Yeah.
unity,
Yeah.
if we had unity, you know, but a lot of people they overwork, underpaid. A lot of us are.
It's been like that for a very long time.
Years.
Hmm.
Years. Don't get me started.
And sadly, that makes us stuck. And like Naron said, you end up buying your first home at 44. Shit, you may not even be alive to even pay it off.
Yeah.
Facts.
That goes into your kids, and now they got to work with that debt. Like that's why a lot of people just move into a condo or some kind of studio because it's just like this is what I can afford.
Like, how is it that the same houses that we grew up in, where our parents paid, like, I don't know, whatever.
Let's say 200,000.
Let's say, yeah, let's say they bought a house for 200,000, which was
Yeah,
expensive
back
back in
then,
the
yeah.
late 80s, early 90s. Those
Mhm.
same houses are worth $1 million now.
Inflation.
Meanwhile, our
Hmm.
salaries are nowhere close to the $1 million valuation of the homes that we grew up in,
What's
or
the
the
minimum wage
buildings.
right now?
Huh?
Minimum wage is what? $15 or 18?
Yes, a
15.
ridiculous
So
number.
So
$15.
what?
It's
$18. So
15.
that's
$15.
what?
No, it's
That's
15.
like $38 a year. $38,000.
$15.
How much is that annually then? Like 38,000?
No, no, $15 an hour is probably closer to like 25, twenty six
Yeah, you're right.
thousand dollars a
25.
year,
Yeah, and
something like that.
who can live on that? What's that paycheck even looking like after the taxes too?
You're making about 31,000. Wow, 31,000 a year
How much is that? Like,
for $15 for $15 for $15. an hour.
Meanwhile, meanwhile, you got the older generation saying,
Oh, that's
"Why
no,
don't
that's
you just
40
save up and
hours.
buy a house? Why don't you just save
It's
up
stuck
and
in those
and,
times.
and move into an apartment?" I mean, the average rent for an apartment in New York City is $4,000.
Mhm.
$4,000.
I always say, if you're lucky enough to get into a co-op, you could kind of win because all your stuff would be included in rent. But even that is so expensive. And then the wait list, and don't even get started with the wait list. Yeah, they have the lottery homes going on, but it's a lottery. It's not guaranteed.
Yes,
You know,
facts,
So here's
facts.
my question, boys. When am I seeing you guys in Jersey? When am I seeing you guys here?
I've worked in Jersey. I've
No, I'm
worked.
talking about for living. I'm talking about for
I
living.
might
When
not
am
even move to Jersey. I could go to Maryland and stuff. Like,
Baltimore?
Mm,
Do you
not
know?
Baltimore, not Baltimore. No,
Bro, what else are you doing in Maryland?
nah,
What
I
is it?
don't need to be near a big city. I lived in quiet places before, so I don't mind.
Hmm. What about you, Rich? When are we going to become neighbors in Jersey? When am I going to be able to walk to your house in where I'm at?
We gonna buy some sugar.
New Jersey
Yo,
would
maybe you
probably be
got an
my
egg.
second. New Jersey would be my second home. So
I like Jersey, but the thing is, the deeper you get in Jersey, the more expensive it gets.
The
true.
what?
Yeah.
The deeper you go in Jersey, the more expensive it gets.
Hmm.
Like
Uh,
especially headed towards
The
like
what?
PA and stuff like that. I said the deeper
No,
in Jersey you go, the more expensive it
mhm.
gets.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
Jersey taxes are a bitch too.
Listen, like I said, if we had Unity, come on now. What is it? The Montgomery bus. That's a big example. Just saying.
Yeah.
You're
Come
talking
on,
about
y'all not
you're
ready
talking
for
about the
that.
bus boycotts from the 1960s?
Yes, that's an
Yeah, that
example.
was
Come
yeah.
on now.
Yeah.
Come on now. Don't get me started.
Yeah.
But you got the ones that be like, well, I don't care because it doesn't benefit me.
Yeah, that's the thing with this
Or
generation too. A lot of them don't care.
I don't care. Oh, okay. Oh, police reform. I don't care about it. Doesn't affect me. Oh, affirmative action. Oh, I don't care about that. Oh, but as soon as it go on your doorstep, now you care. Oh, someone just got shot like 3 miles away from here. Oh my God. Oh, I don't care. Oh wait, there's someone that needs a tire and needs help because his car broke down in the middle of the road. You know what? Let me just go around this guy. I got places to go. I don't got time for that. I'm not going to help him. I got places to go. He could do it on his own. We not ready for that conversation. Oh, this dude's tires broke. I got an extra tire in the back. Oh, okay. Hold on. Let me see. I got an extra tire in the. I could spare one. Nah, I'm gonna just go around him. Please. He could be
But
on
you
his
know
own.
what
I'm
too?
selfish.
But I can't blame some people for that. Look what's going on in this world. Like the amount of craziness that's happening, people being good citizens, and again, like it's like they get embodied by that. It's like you try to be a good citizen, and then you get. Not saying you're looking for a favor, but you do get effed over. You could get in danger. People is just hostile nowadays. Like,
Oh, for
doesn't that?
helping? You saying for
Yeah,
helping?
yeah.
Well, it depends on the situation. Like it definitely depends.
And how we would know a situation until it happens.
So now that this, okay, so now you want to play God's advocate. So if someone was on the highway blocking the road, if someone was on the highway, let's say if his car broke down middle of the highway,
Hmm.
now all of a sudden it's stuck, right? So
Yeah.
now you can't no now nobody can move. All people gonna do is honk their horn. They're gonna honk their horn, stay in the car, and just wait until an ambulance and fire department come or someone come or to what get driver's assistant until like that car is already what.
You want my asshole response? I bet you better call AAA. 9.99 a month.
That's what I'm saying. That's an asshole response instead of being like,
Yeah.
yo, listen, let's all come together. Let's get this tire going so that way we can all be or without our lives and we can go through this road. You're not ready for that.
I'm not ready for that because this road is Spider-Man Multiverse 3. And if that's the case, you might as well stay on the road. You
All
might
right,
as
y'all.
well
It's getting
See,
kind of late.
just
hold on,
stay
hold on.
here.
All right. So let's get we're an hour and 10 minutes in. So now our last topic. How do y'all feel about the lab grown meat? It got approved by the F yeah,
The
it got
last
approved.
what?
The
A
lab grown
lab
chicken.
grown meat. Yeah.
They're
The
gonna
last
sell lab
what?
grown. They're gonna sell lab grown meat in a couple
Yes.
months. It's been approved. I think it's for the
Um,
USDA, something like that. So yeah,
I'll eat it. I'm not gonna lie. I'd probably eat it.
it's gonna be more of a cheaper option too.
Yeah,
Of course.
Yeah.
meat is meat, man. If you can grow it in a lab, if you can grow it in a lab and save the lives of millions of unnecessary deaths of cows, chicken, or whatever, and just grow the meat, nah, I'd give it a shot.
My only thing is, it's like, well, any kind of poultry in America is just not good for us when you think about it. But it's like, how safe is it? Because we're growing it from the cells of the chicken itself. Is it gonna be like any crazy side effects? Like we don't know.
Okay, gotcha. And they said it might be an ingredient to that lab grown meat. I'm not sure what it is. I think it's called cultivated, but I'm not sure. I don't want to lead people to the wrong directions. I don't think it's not facts yet, but that's what I'm seeing.
Knowing you, Rich, I'm sure we're gonna have multiple episodes of the podcast on this lab-grown meat and the type of chemicals they put in it, and yada yada yada. Meanwhile, let me ask you a question. Well, what did you eat today, Rich?
First of all, one, I ate apple this morning.
Oh,
I did.
okay.
Yes, I did. And mangoes this morning. Yes, I
Right,
did.
right, 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 right. What was for lunch
Nothing.
and for dinner?
For dinner, I just had a turkey burger. That's it.
I
Right,
didn't eat burgers. I
right.
didn't even eat dinner. I ate
While
chicken.
you had an MSG food today, didn't you?
I had ba da ba ba ba. I'm loving it, and you know what? I was loving it, but part of the reason why I'm doing that is because my fridge still didn't even come into the house, man. I can't even cook yet because I got nowhere to store the food.
You can't get like
That's
a
what
mini
says,
fridge meanwhile.
hey, I'm not going to spend money on a mini fridge when I already bought a fridge.
Oh,
I'm
so
just
you
going to
bought
wait
one
on the
coming
yeah,
in. Oh,
yeah, it's coming in.
okay.
But Rich, so you bought that, so you ate that turkey, huh? You ate that hormone filled, high in sodium, unhealthy turkey, huh?
TC, get your man's.
What do you mean,
I'm
get your
honestly, I'm
man?
curious where this is leading to.
I'm
Right? Like, get your
listen,
man's,
listen.
TC.
Do you remember what you happened? Do you remember what you ate yesterday?
No.
Convenient. That's so convenient.
Nope. Absolutely
You
not.
listen. All I'm saying is, if we're gonna make these podcasts on this lab-grown meat and all these unhealthy foods, I don't want to hear anything in your diet that incorporates anything that reflects the negative sides of food. If you're gonna sit there and talk about the way the meat is prepared and the hormones that are injected, I can't even hear you talk about eating turkey because the shit they do to turkey, over time it'll kill you. It'll kill you.
Okay, so which one are you talking about? Because the are you talking about the stuff that you eat? Like you said, just like you said at the concession stand, you'll eat a whole hot dog, popcorn, and nachos at the same time?
Well, first of all, that's not what happened. That's
And
so not what
soda?
happened.
And
That's
soda? Come on, my G.
come on, that's not
Come
what
on, my
happened. I was with Paula. And we had our own individual items, and when you go to the movies together, you combine stuff.
my God. Oh my God, you just said a name on this whole podcast.
That's all
Okay.
right. The point I'm trying to make is, Rich. When was the last time you had fast food?
When was the last time I had fast food? It's been a minute.
How long's a minute?
Couple
1 day,
months.
2 day. Oh shit,
Couple
Troy.
months.
Troy, do you believe him? Troy, I
I
don't
didn't
believe
hear what
him.
you said. What you said?
No, like when was the last
Fast
time?
food.
Rich,
Fast food.
What's the last time you did have
I
it?
told you I don't eat fast food like that.
So when is the last time you had it?
my man said 2 months.
I
No,
believe
I
that.
said a couple months.
A couple is two.
So no, if you do have fast food, what are you having?
I'll probably have like Chick-fil-A or Burger King, honestly.
You was doing good until you said BK. You was I can't. I'm not even gonna be part of the conversation. You was doing good
I
until
will
you
never
said
have
your way.
McDonald's. I will never
BK
have
is bad.
McDonald's.
That's horse meat.
Nope. I will never have McDonald's.
Wait, what's wrong? What's wrong?
I know
That's my
Naira.
favorite fast food restaurant.
For me,
No, me.
what BK is your favorite?
No. McDonald's.
Oh,
You can't go wrong.
if I have
Uh,
to eat McDonald's, I literally get like an egg McMuffin with a hash brown.
No, I get myself a double quarter pounder with cheese, a large fry, a large
stop it.
Sprite, and a
Stop it.
fish fillet.
Them fries got
Stop
like
it.
11 ingredients, and the French
Stop
fries.
it.
Is
Oh
that
my
what's going
God.
on?
And a fish fillet.
Stop it.
And you know what? I went to the doctor less than a month ago. No high blood pressure. Now what? Now what?
And just let y'all know about the lab grown meats. So I will doing my research on this lab grown meat and I'll let people know about it. Yeah,
All
definitely.
right. Here's my challenge, Rich. Here's my challenge. If you're gonna sit there and talk about this lab grown meat,
TC, bro, get your
I
mans.
need you to document all the food you eat, and it better not be an ounce unhealthy. It better not be a. I don't even want you to even mention the word Burger and King. I don't
So
even
can
want
he
you
have
to.
a bagel?
No, no, you can't have a bagel because what are you going to put on that bagel? That unhealthy, heart clogging, high
So what if he
calorie.
gets like a multi-grain bagel with cream cheese and chives?
That's what I'm saying. You can't even get that. You got the dairy in the cream cheese.
TC,
That's
That's
get your
no
vegan.
good.
mans. Get your
Huh?
That's vegan
mans.
option. That vegan options for cream cheese nowadays.
Right?
I'm just saying, practice what you preach, man. I embrace my unhealthiness. All right, I understand that it's unhealthy.
I haven't drank soda in years.
I
That's
don't drink
that's a
soda.
fact.
If I drink
That's
soda,
a
it's ginger
fact.
ale. That's like once
I'm
a week
dead
or what.
serious. That's a fact.
I had
I haven't
soda
drank soda in
2 hours
years.
ago.
What? No, I'm
Yeah,
saying
you had that spicy
years. That's
Sprite.
a fact.
Yeah, I had that Sprite with that McDonald's meal.
That spicy Sprite.
Listen, we gonna get that. We gonna get that going. But I'm gonna do research on the lab meat.
Hold on.
See
Who
what's
eats hot
going on.
dogs?
I recently started getting into 7-Eleven hot dogs.
Be careful.
Oh my God.
Just be careful.
And you what? You're 32?
Wow, don't put an extra year on me yet. Don't put an extra year on me yet. Jesus.
Hold on. Am I the oldest one here?
Probably.
You're no, you're
I'm
Troy. You're
32.
no. TC, you are 33 years old.
I'm 32.
See what I mean?
Don't fast
Put it
forward
on
past
those
my
extra
birthday. I'm
years.
32.
Put
I
it
ain't
on
ready
those
for.
extra years.
I don't feel not. My birthday just passed. I ain't trying to feel like that.
No, so on my way home from work, I didn't realize that 7-Eleven had these like $2 hot dogs.
What
I
time?
usually, huh?
What time did you go to get that hot dog?
$2
What
hot
time?
dog.
I've been there multiple
Ooh,
times
The
to
way
get
how
these
that
hot
shit
dogs.
sound. The way
be
how it
careful.
sounds. Stay away from it.
Yeah.
Stay away from that. Oof.
I,
Mm.
I get two of those bad boys, sprinkle mustard, onions, some tomatoes.
You eat pork, Nyron?
Yes, I love pork.
Okay.
When I go to Chipotle, I get myself a pork. I get myself the pork meat. for the Chipotle.
I don't really care for Chipotle like that. If I have to eat, I eat it. But
No, I think Chipotle is delicious. I love Chipotle.
Like
I
I
had my
said,
Chipotle
y'all,
place. I overdid it.
the lab grown meat, it goes. I will let y'all know about that. What's
I
the
will
ingredients
say,
of the lab grown meat?
I just want to know one thing about pork. You had to have pork with ramen. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well,
But Rich, you don't know anything about that, right? Because you don't eat pork.
No, I don't eat pork.
so you made us eat chicken and turkey.
Yeah, that's it. Only chicken and turkey.
Because you don't eat
I'm,
beef. So
I'm,
you don't
I'm
eat no red
telling
meat.
you, Rich. I'm telling you, Rich. Not even chips. I don't even want to hear you even talk about eating
First
chips
of
as a
all, one
snack.
chips. There's some chips that are healthy.
Name
The
them. Name them.
unhealthy ones are the ones that's like Chips Ahoy.
That's cookies. That's cookies.
Yes.
That you talking about chips, like potato chips, like
I'm sorry, not oh shit, my
yeah,
bad.
yeah.
I'm talking about oh shit.
I want to
That's
call
how
you
you know
out,
I'm
but I
tired,
just
y'all. I'm
like
sorry, I'm tired. I'm tired, guys. It's 12 o'clock midnight. We're doing this 12 o'clock midnight. What I'm
nah. But let's
talking
do
about,
the ingredient real quick.
what I'm talking about is the Cheetos.
Yeah.
Delicious.
We come on, we had a whole podcast episode about that. The yellow
Uh,
5, yellow 6. Don't get me started. But Nyron would eat a yellow 5 and yellow 6.
Yellow 7, 8, and 9 as well. No, might as
Exactly.
well sprinkle on a little bit of that yellow 10.
What? Get your man's. As I was saying, yes, I don't eat Cheetos. I don't eat Doritos. I don't eat none of that. Chips Ahoy, none of that. I don't eat none of that. Period. Nyron eat that stuff.
So Rich.
Next
Every time we come on
topic,
this
please.
podcast, every time we
Next
come on this
topic.
podcast, I'm going to ask you about your meals, and
Next topic.
if one of them is unhealthy, I'm going to blast you. I am
Next
going
topic.
to blast you. You understand me?
Next topic. TC, what's so remember what we said about the lab grown meat? We're gonna that up. Nyron, even if he looks that up, he's gonna be like, ooh, that looks so delicious. And I'm gonna eat that.
Absolutely. I I I have no discrimination when it comes to food.
So you want to know what lab meat is made of?
I'm
What?
sure it's made of protein. I don't know. I have no idea.
Meat. It's taking cells from the animal that normally produce meat for us and using those cells as a powerhouse to grow the meat outside of the animal. So you technically just taking cells and regrowing it. So
Ooh, that sounds
we're
like
cloning. We just cloning. That's all we're doing.
that. Honestly, sounds like it might be high in carcinogens. It sounds like cloned meat
Yeah,
The,
might
something
be.
that you eat. Something that you eat.
the
Something that you put
FDA,
Mm,
inside of your system.
the FDA does says we can consume it, no problem, but you never know.
We're gonna get back to this healthy stuff, man. We're gonna get back to this healthy stuff. We are. We definitely gonna get back on this healthy stuff. We're
But
gonna
they're gonna start selling
inspire
it very
Nyron.
soon.
you know what? Yeah, how about that? Yeah, if you guys start eating clean, I'll eat clean. But I'm talking about not a morsel of fast food from any of you. Okay, all right.
Anything else you want to talk about? We about to be off this. It's literally midnight.
No, I'm
That's
exhausted. I already had a long day.
yeah. So for me, I got early morning.
I feel as tired as I was when I saw Spider-Man Universe 2.
Okay. All right. 12:02. I can't. No. I need my peace going to sleep. I have nightmares. This man keeps saying
Listen, Spider
blasphemy.
Verse was hard. What are you talking about?
Hard to watch, especially after 2 hours in.
Oh my God! Get your man's TC. Where you? Yo, where are you from? Where are you?
Oh,
I'm going to bed. I'm
oh,
not even mad at the tea.
Where you from, yo? Nyron, where you from?
I'm
You
from an
not
era.
from New York.
I'm from an era
Not
where I
from New
watched
York.
like The Usual Suspects, The Shawshank Redemption, Star Wars. These are The Fifth Element. These are movies. Spider-Verse 2? Joke.
I can't believe what I'm hearing. He had to take his glasses off. That's how you
Yes.
I'm
know it's
ready to go. 12:03. That's a long minute.
my God. This is the blasphemy that I'm hearing. Blasphemy. You know,
Mhm.
this is gonna be the name, the title of this episode is gonna say blasphemy.
You know what? It's amazing.
Mm.
It's amazing that I got fucked without ever having sex.
Is it?
I got fucked in that movie theater without ever having sex. It was so bad. It was so bad. I feel like they fucked me. I feel like they fucked me.
And you had a whole orgasm.
No, okay, all right. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm just saying, you ever see something and you just go, they fucked me over? They look at you. oh, oh God.
Oh man, yo,
Different window, by the way. I just saw the type and I realized it's the same window.
yo, we about to end this podcast, yo. I can't, Naira, just know I can't stand you. I can't stand. I can't.
The
Is that
more
a
I
basket
This
of
was
tomatoes
hard.
tossed at you like in those
It was
cartoons?
hard. I give it what? Like, we give it an 8, 9 out of 10. TC, what?
Wooderman.
Oh, you give it a 9 out of 10?
Oh, me? Spider-Man?
Yes,
9.
a 9 out. See, 9
That
out of
ain't
10.
perfect. It's not perfect, but I'll give it.
solid 4. Solid 4.
What?
Solid
Look,
4.
man, I gotta
What?
go.
What?
Gotta
You're a sunflower.
My
You're a
eyes not bad.
sunflower.
I got veins popping off over here, man.
What?
I gotta go.
Listen, I said what I said. If you've seen the movies I've seen, you would understand why that gets a 4.
Oh my God, a 4 of Spider. That's crazy. Wow, that's crazy. A We about to end this podcast, y'all. You know what? We're ending this. Any last words, Nyron and TC, before we get off? Nyron, last word.
I'm not gay, but Spider-Man fucked me out of my money.
All right, guys. Good night.
Hey,
We gotta go.
yo,
We gotta
hey,
go.
yo. Okay,
We gotta take
alrighty
this out.
now.
Let's go.
Have a good night, y'all.
Night.
We out. DC incentives.